One of the great leaders from L'Arche is a fellow named Henri Nouwen. Anybody ever heard of Henri Nouwen? Look at all the hands up. So that means if you haven't, you should. Henri Nouwen was a phenomenal theologian, a brilliant guy who taught at universities like Notre Dame. But no one remembers him from that. They remember him because he became a compassionate, mercy-filled, grace-led leader. Where did he learn that? At L'Arche. In a little home surrounded by incredible people, what love actually looks like in action. It's not with a big old microphone in front of you. It's in the shadows of life where we are changed and then ultimately can change others. In my office in Kirkwood, Missouri, you'll find a picture of Henri hanging up. So when given an opportunity to speak at a morning like this, it was the easiest yes I think I've ever given. Yeah, of course. It changed Henri's life. It's also changed mine. If you're gathered here today, it's changed yours. Maybe the question we should be thinking about is who else should be in this room with us? Who else might benefit from community and love and mercy and grace? It seems like we love to celebrate what's wrong with St. Louis. And yet this morning we celebrate everything that is right with it. It happens quietly, but it changes the world one life at a time, starting with the one who gives. I'm not the only one who knew that. I think all of you know it, and another one of our friends modeled it. Growing up in this community, there's kind of like a couple of organizations that draw us all together, and one of them, pictured up there, I was actually seated there last night when the monsoons came. Busch Stadium, St. Louis Cardinals. The way we used to watch baseball, for those of you old enough to have watched it this way with me in the 80s, was not at that stadium or on the television, but on the radio. Some of you may remember the great, rich, loving voice of who? Jack Buck, the great broadcaster. I love that guy. I never met him. He never sat at our table. That's where community happens. But I loved him. How did Jack Buck hear about John? Was it on Carrying Bridge? Was it on Facebook? The way Jack Buck heard is the way we change the world together. Just one life at a time, one relationship at a time, one meal at a time. Jack Buck heard because my next door neighbor, her name was Carol Bauer, told a friend, who told a friend, who told a friend, who told her dad. Her dad was an old Cardinal great named Red Shandings. Red Shandings went to the MAC that night to go to the baseball Riders celebration. And while seated around a table, L'Arche, this is where it happens. While seated around a table, Red Shandings mentioned to someone else that a little boy was burned, was probably not going to survive. Keep him in your thoughts and prayers. What do you do when someone says, man, keep him in your thoughts and prayers? Jack Buck went to work. Love changes lives. He changed mine. It led to belief and confidence in community, which led to this picture, known as the greatest sales job of my life. Her name is Elizabeth Grace. We call her Beth. 20 years ago, we got married. In the 2 decades that have followed, we've had a family. She works today with children who have special needs. She's jealous. She's not down here with us today, but she's working. She's seeing people for the beauty that they are in a marketplace that rarely does. What a gift to be with family who does the same today.